Does anybody remember Spongebob Scaredy Pants? For some reason, this is one of the episodes that I failed to talk about last year when I did Halloween specials, even though I seriously only did 2 of them last year. Honestly, I'm so disappointed in myself. Like, how could I have forgotten about this thing? Anyway, let's get into the episode. It begins with a moving shot of Halloween in Bikini Bottom. There's also this little spider who I guess really wants to live under the water. SpongeBob is doing dishes, which makes no sense, at the Krusty Krab and creeping himself out. After breaking all the dishes trying to leave work in a hurry, Krab stops him at the door and asks if he wants to hear a scary story. SpongeBob declines at first, but is eventually convinced. Mr. Krabs leaves for a few moments and comes back holding a complete impossibility. He begins to tell the tale of the Flying Dutchman. Out of nowhere, Squidward appears behind SpongeBob dressed up as the Flying Dutchman, and it scares the shit out of him. Which is honestly kind of douchey. Krabs and Squidward laugh at SpongeBob's misery, and they go home. As he's walking home, SpongeBob gets scared by literally everything that he comes across and is constantly being called
Spongebob Scaredy Pants.
Once home, SpongeBob declares that his Scaredy Pants days are over. At that very moment, Patrick rings the doorbell. He opens the door, does a lame-ass roar, but is ultimately terrified by Patrick, who's wearing this. Patrick helps SpongeBob pick out a good scary costume and makes him the dumbest looking pair of shoes in the entire existence of shoes. Trick-or-treaters ring the doorbell, and Patrick encourages SpongeBob to scare them. He tries, and they laugh at his face and tell him to fuck off. Soon after, one of the most memorable SpongeBob moments happens. And, just watch.
That is it, Patrick.
What's it?
What's the difference between that ghost and me?
No, wait, don't tell me. Don't tell me! Don't tell me! I can do this! Don't tell me! Okay, tell me.
After that, Patrick gives SpongeBob a haircut? Is that the right term for it? Should I say sponge cut? Oh, what's that? There's no one else in this room? Weird. After the sponge cut, SpongeBob looks absolutely perfect for a guy who just found an old bedsheet in his pants closet. Also, how are his eyes and mouth coming out of his bedsheet? It's not like he made holes or anything. Anyway, they leave the house and run to some random guy's house and try to scare him, leaving the poor man disturbed and confused. At the Halloween party, Sandy, Squidward, and Krabs are cooking around until Patrick kills the lights and drops SpongeBob down into the Krusty Krab, scaring the absolute shit out of everyone. Almost immediately, Patrick gets stung by one of the scummiest jellyfishes in the world, dropping SpongeBob into the restaurant as he screams in pain. Awkward shenanigans ensue until everyone realizes that it isn't the Flying Dutchman, but is indeed SpongeBob. They all laugh at him. The real Flying Dutchman appears and threatens to steal everyone's souls. He even goes over to SpongeBob and tells him that his costume is terrible and that he's not scary. Dutchman takes SpongeBob's costume off and is so terrified of the sight of him that he flies away screaming. We cut back to the Krusty Krab to find out that Patrick took way too much off the top, and SpongeBob's brain is completely exposed. Everyone gets scared and runs away. Patrick soon realizes that SpongeBob isn't wearing a pink hat, and that is indeed his brain. The episode ends with Patrick running away screaming. That poor bastard. Do you think Patrick ever recovered from that? Or do you think every time he sees SpongeBob, he thinks about that one time that he mutilated the shit out of his best friend? Anyway, we're not here to talk about the possible trauma that Patrick went through. I thought this was a short and entertaining episode. It's nothing groundbreaking, but looking back on it, it wasn't supposed to be. A nice and simple premise with good jokes and a funny/shocking ending. And another thing, I really can't believe I forgot to talk about this episode last year. I feel like such a dumbass. This is one of the classics. Anywho, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and consider subscribing if you want to watch more content like this. Also, let me know in the comments what you want me to talk about next. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.